TBC, what's the deal? So I dropped a video earlier today telling you guys that Adrian Granat, the 13-0 with 13 knockouts Swedish prospect, 6'8" guy, he is in Alexander Povetkin's training camps, giving Povetkin some very good sparring as he prepares for Deontay Wilder. So Deontay Wilder, let me tell you about some of the guys he has in his sparring. One of the guys is a Russian cruiserweight fighter, Murat Gassiev, who's 22-0 with 16 knockouts. I believe he's 23, 22 years old. I know he's a young guy. Doesn't have that much amateur experience. I know he will be fighting Jordan Schimmel in a IBF cruiserweight eliminator on PBC. I think that fight is May 17th. He goes on, now Gassiev, he has sparred Vladimir Klitschko, other heavyweights, and he compared the power between Deontay Wilder and Klitschko. He goes on to say in this article, and I will leave this article in the description box. Let me just read some quotes he had to say about sparring with Deontay Wilder. He sparred him several times last week. Okay, he goes on to say, we had good sparring sessions. Wilder is a very hard and strong fighter. He also goes on to say, regarding Wilder's punching power, he says his punches are hard, sharp, and dangerous. I had sparring sessions with many heavyweight fighters, and I can say he has the hardest punch of them all. Okay, now Gassiev, he has trained with and sparred Vladimir Klitschko. Okay, now he goes on to compare Klitschko and Wilder's power. He says, I can't say that there's a big difference, but I think Wilder punches are harder. Okay, he says, it seems to me that he is fully ready physically and psychologically. He's had a very serious training camp and a lot of sparring sessions, changing spar partners, etc. I think Povetkin will have the toughest fight of his career. Wilder is a champion. He's coming to a foreign territory and he knows what to expect. He is in a very serious mood. Okay. Now, as far as who can, hit harder between Wilder and Klitschko, shit, I don't know. I've never been hit by these guys. Gassiev has, and he thinks that Deontay Wilder punches a lot harder than Klitschko. He thinks he's going to, probably punch harder than Povetkin. Then you hear guys like Bermane Stavern who thinks the total opposite. He thinks Chris Arreola, he said out of his own mouth that Chris Arreola hits harder than Deontay Wilder. And he's been in there and he's sparred with Povetkin numerous times. And he says that he thinks Povetkin is going to knock Wilder out. And he thinks Povetkin is the harder puncher. Now, some of you may say, how the hell can he think that? He got beat by Wilder and got stunned and hurt. This is what he says, man. So when these guys get to going on and who can, punch harder or whatever, I guess it's their opinion. We'll see on fight night. I mean, if you ask me, I believe that Mike Tyson punches harder than Burt Cooper, right? But from the eye test, it looked like Evander Holyfield had a harder time dealing with Burt Cooper's power than he did Mike Tyson's power. You get what I'm saying? So Murat Gassiev, I know he's honored and, he liked the opportunity to get work with guys like Klitschko and Wilder. So he's not going to badmouth these guys. I do believe Deontay Wilder punches extremely hard. I don't think the KO percentage is, I don't think it's a lie. You know what I mean? Now, can he knock out 90-something% of the elite fighters? I'm not sure, but I guess we'll see. And we're going to start with Alexander Povetkin. I consider him an elite top 4 heavyweight. Guys like Duhaupas, Molina, Spilka, I highly respect those guys, but I think they're more top 25-ish, top 30-ish in my opinion, which is still pretty decent because I think today's heavyweights probably about 30 to 40 deep as far as good, entertaining, interesting fights. But the elite top 4 or 5 guys, I'll definitely put Alexander Povetkin in that category. Some people may have him even top 3. You know what I mean? So just getting this out there, who Deontay Wilder's been sparring, Murat Gassiev, and he will be fighting Jordan Schimmel, like I said, in that cruiserweight IBF title eliminator. Cruiserweight division is heating up, man. Alexander Usyk, Bello, and I mean, you got so many fights going on at cruiserweight, man. Right now, what's the Polish cat that's supposed to be fighting Usyk? The dude that just beat Cunningham. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I forgot. Oh, shit, I forgot, man. But cruiserweight's heating up. Keith Tappy is another good cruiserweight kid that's coming up, too. A lot of cruiserweights out there, man. But just getting this news out there, who Deontay Wilder's been sparring and what his sparring partners had to say about his power and his condition and, how mentally ready he is, so on and so forth. just getting it out there to create some more conversation about this big fight that's going to be taking place. Why TBC? I'm out.